Okay, good evening to all. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay,
Good
children.
evening, ma'am.
So yesterday we studied about a very important topic. What was the name? What was the name of our chapter? Coordinate geometry. The chapter name is coordinate geometry, and we have studied about two coordinate axes. Okay, so let me ask you some questions. So, who developed that? The Cartesian system. Who developed the Cartesian system? What is his name?
René Descartes.
René Descartes. That S is silent. When you open the textbook or when you search for his name, you can see that on the top of that, yes, there is a small arrow mark that indicates that it is silent. René Descartes. And he developed the Cartesian system of coordinates. And according to the Cartesian system, a plane is divided into how many axes? How many types?
Four.
What are they? What is the name of that?
Quadrants.
Parts. Quadrant. And quadrant is developed in which direction?
Anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise direction. Very good. Anti-clockwise direction. And then what is the another name for the Cartesian system? Cartesian plane.
Coordinate.
XY plane or
Coordinate plane and XY plane, both. Coordinate plane and XY plane. Okay. And what do you mean by ordered pair? How will you denote ordered pair?
X in a X and Y in a simple bracket.
In a simple bracket, X and Y. What is the first one? Is it X or Y when you write?
X.
X. Okay. It is X and Y. And what is the another name for the X coordinate?
Abscissa.
And what is the another name for the Y coordinate?
Coordinate.
So these many things we studied, and I taught one important thing also. The distance of the perpendicular distance from y-axis is the x coordinate. Perpendicular distance from y-axis is the x coordinate. One more time I will show that. Listen. This you have to take care. Okay, wait. So, perpendicular distance from y-axis. Perpendicular distance from y-axis is the x abscissa. Perpendicular distance from y-axis is the x coordinate. Okay. Okay, children, see. Suppose I am making one point here. Okay, children, see. There is one point. There is one point here. 1 minute. Let me reduce the thickness of it. Okay, here I am making one point. See. Okay. So when you write the point, how will you write it? Yesterday we studied it. How will you write? How will you write the location?
Draw a line towards down.
Okay. Draw a perpendicular line towards down. Okay. That is its x. That is its x point. Again, you have to write secondly this one. That is y. How much? Where it reaches?
One.
Where it reaches? 1. So this point is 5, 1. Now look at 5. 5 is this distance, right?
Yes,
That is 5. Yes, 5 is this distance. That distance is the distance from y-axis. These points Distance from y-axis is 5. Clear? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
This point, if it is up to this, the point will become 1. If it is up to this, okay, if this is a point, this distance is 1 and the point will become 1, 1. Clear? If point is here, the distance became 2 and this point known as
1,
2, 1. Did you understand? Did you
Yes,
understand?
ma'am. Yes.
Now, if up to this, the distance is 3. So this point is this. So what is that point now? 3, 1. Clear? Now I'll draw once again. Up to this, the height, the distance is up to this. So the distance became 4. Now what is that point known as? That point known as 4, 1. Is it clear for you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
If there is a point here that it is 5, 1 and that 5 indicates the distance up to here. Surya, are you listening?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The distance from y-axis is x-coordinate. Did you understand that? Did you understand? The distance from y-axis is the x-coordinate. So what will be the y-coordinate? What will be the y-coordinate?
From x-axis.
I'll give one more example. What is this point? What is this point? Can you tell this point?
3, 2.
3, 2. Good. It is 3, 2. So what is 2 here? What is 2?
Y-axis.
Y coordinate 2. Okay, this point is 2. This point is 3, 2. And 2 is the height. See, if it is 1, only up to this much. And 2 is the height. Right? Isn't it? When you are drawing bar graph, or if it is this much, the height is only up to 1. If the bar graph is up to this much, the height is 2. So it is the height. What do you mean by height? What do you mean by height? The
Y
height
coordinate.
means the distance from x-axis. Isn't it? So 3, 2 means 2 is the height of this point. And that height means it is distance from x-axis. Okay, children? Okay? Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So x is distance from y-axis. It is straight opposite. X is distance from y-axis. You can write your lecture notes. And y-coordinate is distance from x-axis. This is the difference. Distance from x-axis. X-coordinate is the distance from y-axis and y-coordinate is the distance from x-axis. Y-coordinate is the distance from x-axis. Okay. X-coordinate is the distance from y-axis and y-coordinate is the distance from x-axis. Is it clear? Savio, Aditya? Is it clear? John
Yes,
Samuel?
Yes, ma'am.
John Samuel? Is it clear? Afsana, turn on your video. Afsana, we got the strict instruction that whoever is not turning on their videos, we should remove them from the group, from the class. So, okay. Okay, children? Is it clear? So, y coordinate is the perpendicular distance from dash, from
X.
x-axis, and x coordinate is the distance from dash,
Y-axis.
y-axis. Now we will study about the points. We will study about the distribution of points. Okay, children? Okay. Now, again we'll take our axis and I will explain how you will find the points. Okay, children, listen. Now I am giving one point here. Which point? This point. This point, you have to tell me the points there. Which is this point? Can you tell this point? What are the coordinates of this
2, 1.
point? What are the coordinates?
2, 1.
Yes. Yes. Somebody is telling. Surya is talking to somebody else. Okay, I can see. Watch carefully what I am writing. So what is the coordinates of this point? Surya, what are the coordinates of this point?
2 and 1.
2 and 1, not 2 and 1, 2, 1. 2, 1, okay? Okay, this point is 2, 1. Next. So, what are these points? What is the sign of these points? This is first quadrant, right? Can you tell the sign of this point? Yes? Yes? Which are the sign? Both negative, both positive, 1 minus, 1 plus, like that. What is the sign of this point?
Positive.
The sign of the point is positive and positive. Okay, children? So what is the first quadrants? First quadrants, sign, coordinates, sign. What is the first quadrants, coordinates, sign? Positive and positive. Savio is telling the answer. Savio? Savio?
Yes, ma'am.
So first quadrants, coordinates, sign will you tell? What is the first quadrants, coordinates, sign? Sign of coordinates. Tell. This is first quadrant. Savio, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the sign of the coordinates?
Positive and
Positive and
positive.
positive.
Positive and positive. Now we will move to second quadrant. Did you understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we'll move to second quadrant. Second quadrant is this. Okay, I'll give 1 point. Okay, this point. Wait. Here. Can you find out which is the coordinates of this point?
-1.
Look at straight down. First you have to tell about x. For looking that straight down.
-1.
-1. -1 and
Positive.
-1 and next one x and y 2. -1 and 2. So will you tell the sign of this point?
Negative. Positive.
Positive.
Negative and positive.
Positive.
Negative and positive. That we can understand from looking at the by looking at the real number line. See, number line sign. Second quadrant, x is negative and y is positive. Isn't it? Second quadrant, X is negative and Y is positive. Like that also you can understand. Clear? Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
So negative and positive. Now we'll move to third quadrant. We'll move on to third quadrant. Okay, third quadrant. I'll give one point here. Can you tell what is the coordinates? Coordinates of this point. This is A and B and C. What is the coordinate of this point?
-2 and
-4 and -2.
No. -4.
-2
Listen,
and
listen
negative.
children. Whenever you are telling the point, you should tell first about the X. So look at the X-axis. The child who told just now he told that it is -4. -4 is Y. This is Y.
-2, -4.
So you have to look at X. X is the first one. Priority we have to give on to X because X is the first one. So look at upward and we will reach at X-axis at this point. Clear? So that point is -2 and then move to Y. What is Y?
-4.
-4. Okay. So what are the points of the third quadrant? What are the sign of third quadrant?
Negative and negative.
Negative and negative. Sign of fourth quadrant is negative and negative. Okay, children. Now we will move to the fourth quadrant. Now we will move to fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant. And this point. This point. Point D. Look at the x-axis. Go draw an imaginary line and you think that you are reaching at x-axis. Draw an imaginary line to x-axis. That you have to tell first. Yes.
2, -3.
2 and -3. 2 and -3. And what are these points? What are these points?
Positive and negative.
Positive and negative. Okay, children. So, did you understand these points? First quadrants, sign. First quadrants, ordered pair, coordinate sign. Sign of the coordinates. What is first quadrants? Coordinate sign.
Positive and
positive.
Positive and positive. And second quadrant,
negative and positive.
negative and positive. Only one person is telling the answer. Okay. Who is telling the answer always? Who was telling the answer?
Ma'am. Rifa, ma'am.
Rifa, okay. Okay, Rifa. Rosebi, will you tell second quadrant's points? Second quadrant's points. Second. Rosebi.
-1 and
Negative and? Negative and?
positive.
Negative and positive because you can look at the axis and find out. Now, what about third quadrant's points? Meghna? Third quadrant's points.
Negative and negative.
Negative and negative.
Hello, ma'am.
It is very important. Yes? Yes? Yes?
Can't hear anything.
Yes? Who is asking me something?
Anything, ma'am?
Yes, John?
I can't hear anything.
Yes, John, you cannot hear. John? Okay, John asked me something I did not understand. Okay, so third quadrant's point is negative and negative. And fourth quadrant's point, Bhadra, will you tell? Fourth quadrant,
Positive and negative.
positive and negative. This is the Cartesian system. This is very important. And the points you should remember always. Okay, children? So that we can understand by looking at the coordinate axis like this. Okay. So if I am telling about the first quadrant, you just look at the x point. What is the sign of it? This first quadrant is in between two axes. And what is the sign of this axis that you have to see? What is the sign of this axis? What are the sign of this axis? Okay? Tell. All of you look at carefully. What is sign of this axis?
Positive.
Positive and positive. Look, first you have to tell this. So x, positive and positive. Okay. Now, leave that and we are moving to second quadrant. Second quadrant, when you are seeing, just look at the axis. Second quadrant is between these two axes. And here you have to tell first the x-axis. So what are the points?
Negative and positive.
Negative and positive. Okay, very good. Now we'll move to third quadrant. Third quadrant is in between two axes. This one. Here also you have to look at first x. X. What is x points?
Negative.
Negative. And y points?
Positive.
No. Y points. Y. Here.
Negative.
Negative. So it is negative. Okay. Now it is fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant is in between. Two axes, this and this. What are they?
Positive and negative.
Positive and negative. Now you look at the points properly. Look at it clearly. I'll show you one thing. This first point, first quadrant and second quadrant. First quadrant and third quadrant. Look at first quadrant and third quadrant. This. Okay, first quadrant both are positive. Plus. Isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Plus. Now look at second and fourth. What is the connection? Second it is? Negative and? Positive. And what about fourth?
Both are different.
Both are different. One is second is negative and positive, and fourth is plus minus.
Positive and
Both are opposite, right? First and third, both positive and both negative. And second and fourth. Second is minus plus and fourth is plus minus. Did you understand?
Yes,
Second is minus plus and fourth is plus minus. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can compare and find out. Okay, children? Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is very important. John Samuel, you asked me something, right? What were you asking?
No, ma'am, I didn't ask. That time I was not able to hear anything.
Now is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, children. So, this is the connection between the points. Okay. So, if I give one point, will you tell the coordinates of that point? Will you tell the coordinates?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, children, I'll ask one person. Okay. What is this point? Hadi Amin?
Yes, ma'am.
Point is A. Can you see the point?
Yes, ma'am.
Will you tell the coordinates of this point?
6 and 1.
X and Y.
6 and 1.
6, 1. Okay, 6, 1. Very good, very good. Okay. So next person is Melvin. Melvin, B. Can you tell the coordinate of this point? B. Can you see that? Negative 1?
And 1.
Very good. Negative 1 and 1. Okay. Then this point. This. Who will tell? Who will tell? Vishnu is there.
Yes,
Vishnu.
Yes, ma'am.
Vishnu, will you tell these points?
-3 and -2.
Very good. -3 and -2. Okay, this is point C. Now, this point, point D. Who will tell? Heinz, will you tell this point?
Ma'am, I'll say.
Heinz,
Ma'am, 4 and -1, -2.
4 and -2. 4 and -2. This 4 and -2. Okay. Okay, children, very good. Now, so I hope you understood about this. So we studied about 4 quadrants and their sign, plus, plus, minus, minus, all that. And today, up to this, I will send the notes today itself. Okay, you have to write the notes and submit to me. Okay, I told you to submit the notes today. First chapter. How many of you wrote? Melvin? Melvin was writing in a notebook.
I wrote, ma'am.
Okay. Melvin?
I wrote.
Okay, show me your notes.
I asked from Arjuna in the right.
Okay, very good. Very good, Melvin. Okay. Is it maths notes itself? Eh? Okay, okay. Okay, Melvin. Okay, you show me later. Okay. Then this chapter's notes, you did not start now. So up to this, I will send. So lot of MCQ questions are there. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
Tomorrow onwards, we'll start the problems. And you have your graph sheets with you. You have your graph sheets.
Yes.
So listen, we need 3 pieces like this graph sheets. See? Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the note,
Yes, ma'am.
my note. And see, we'll write the question like this. And under that, we will take our graph sheet and cut in one piece and we'll paste here. So that when you open, you used to do like that, no? When we were in 7th standard,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I used to tell
Our
you to
graph.
draw it and paste it like this,
Our
right?
graph.
So like this, in this also we will paste like this. 1 or 2 graph sheets will be there with you, right?
Yes.
Okay. Under each question we will paste like this so that when you open the note, you can see it. Okay, children? So tomorrow we'll start doing the questions. Okay, shall I leave now? This time.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.